But joining us now is Ezekiel Leiter, who is the Israeli ambassador to the United States. Mr. Ambassador, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Shauna.
Can you give us a sense of a timeline, an end goal? How will you measure success? When will this mission wrap?
Well, I think we have a very good indication right now of how this needs to be wrapped up. As we talk, Shannon, there are missiles, ballistic missiles being fired from Iran into Israel. We're expecting a hit very soon. And this is very telling about what we're trying to contend with. The Iranians have a program, a very clear program, a written program to destroy us through nuclear weapons and through massive ballistic missile attacks. And we saw what one ballistic missile can do when it gets through the Iron Dome system, the defensive shield system. That's their intention, to kill as many people as possible. And this is what our prime minister has been saying for 15 years now. This is what the president of the United States has said repeatedly over the past 3-4 months. They cannot achieve a nuclear weapon, because if they do achieve a path to a nuclear weapon, they're going to use it. So, of course, the U.S. was in some form of talks. Going into, we had hoped a fixed round with Iran regarding our nuclear program. Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat, has said he feels like what Israel has done actually upended that process. I want to read you a little bit of his statement. He said Israel's attack on Iran, clearly intended to scuttle the Trump administration's negotiations with Iran, risks a regional war that will likely be catastrophic for America, and is further evidence of how little respect world leaders, including our own allies, have for President Trump. How do you respond to the accusations that Israel has made the situation worse by upending those talks? Well, I mean, it's interesting that Senator Murphy is now coming to the defense of the Trump administration. Bit of an oddity, I would say. But Senator Murphy, has voted in favor of an arms embargo on Israel while we were at a war for our life. So I wouldn't be too concerned about his statement about Iran. We were in favor of negotiations throughout. We hoped that Steve Witkoff, the president's envoy, negotiating with Iran would be successful. The point is that they need to have their nuclear weapons program dismantled. That's our end game. And if it can be done through negotiations, if it can be done through talks and agreements, that's great. But as we said from the outset, the chance that the mullahs of Iran, this is a lunatic, a cult, a death cult that favors mass murder, talks every day about destroying our state, are not going to agree in the course of negotiations, and this is going to have to be done militarily. And our sons and daughters are flying those planes now to ensure that the state of Israel survives. Look, the important thing here to understand is that the Jewish people experienced 80 years ago a little guy with a mustache running around Europe saying he's going to annihilate us. And nobody listened. Nobody raised a finger, and we lost 1/3 of our people, 6 million, and we entered into a Second World War that took the lives of 65 million people. If we let these mullahs run loose with ballistic missiles and nuclear weapons, that's going to happen again. So what we're doing is preventing war, not advancing war.
Well, Ambassador, let me ask you about this, because you've talked about the Fordow fight. That needs to be gone. It is deep underground. Axios notes this. Israel lacks the huge bunker busters needed to destroy this facility and the strategic bombers to carry them. The U.S. has both within flying distance of Iran. Any indication to you that the U.S. would be willing to offer those particular weapons and the planes to carry Amini?
Look, that's a decision that the United States government has to take. We are going to deal with the nuclear program as best we can. We still have a few surprises up our sleeve. I think we've proven that over the past couple of days. We're determined to get this done. At this point, what we requested from our ally, our greatest ally, the United States, is defensive posture that helping protect our civilians through defensive missile systems. And that's our ask at this point. Whether or not